lift your ribs up away from your hips. And let's take a little moment to squeeze in your shoulders. So bring your arms out, move them back. And if you can lace your hands behind you, try that and lift your arms up just a little bit. Feel the front of your body opening. Tilt your chin up and take a breath in. And release with your exhale. And just let your arms empty to your side. Now we're going to add a little wave to that. So move back a little bit. Put your hands at your heart. And the reason we do this is just to think about opening up the chest area. So we're working the lungs and the heart. Breathe in. Bring your arms out. Like you're opening up a wave. Bring your hands behind you as much as you can. Lace your fingers. Squeeze in your shoulders. Try lifting your arms up. Fill your body with breath and pause. You're pregnant with breath like the summertime. Exhaling slowly like the fall. And a long, slow, beautiful fall. And as your palms come together, that space between the breath is the winter that we need to rest and recover. Breathe in, opening up like springtime. Feel the fullness of summer. Smile into the sky. Releasing, exhaling. Do one more. Feel free to close your eyes. Really listen to the sound of your breath. So try making it audible. Now we're going to lift the sky. So again, this helps to take the weight off the organs. So lace your fingers, turn your palms out, breathe in. Push up like you're holding up the sky. Push up through the heel of your hands. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, release your arms. Again, let them float down like a feather, moving down through the wind. Breathe in. Push up through the heel of your hands, and this time press a little higher through the left side of your body. Opening up your spleen and pancreas. Ease off. Exhale. These are nice breath exercises to do if you feel a little fatigued. It just helps to bring the weight up off the organs. Reversing gravity. Breathe in, lift up through the right side. So I'm reversing for you to mirror. Bring up the liver. Ease off. Exhale. One more. Take a breath in. Push up into the sky. Very nice. Tilt your chin up. Put that smile on your face. Remember, your cells are eavesdropping on your thoughts. Exhale. Close your eyes this time. Feel your arms floating down. And now just let your arms hang. Remember to imagine there's a little egg under your arms. So your arms are empty to your side, but not close. Again, close your eyes for a moment. Bring your attention to the space between your fingers and the fingertips. See if you feel any little tingling happening there. So, stay as you are, or if you'd like to stand with me, then please feel free to do so. I'll move to the back. So, what I want you to do with your arms to your side, we're going to start this morning by shaking the tree. That's our theme today. So, feet are underneath you. Put a little bend in your knees. If you need to stay in a chair, you can modify this. Just stay forward in your chair and focus on lifting and dropping. So, again, depending on your ability through any surgery scars that you might have, just do your best. Lift And a heavy exhale. Now, with the knees bent, and your lifting and dropping could be a little faster than the length of your exhale. That isn't as important as making sure you're squeezing up and dropping heavy, like your arms aren't connected. And a little bounce in your knees allows you to spring back. So we call it jump without jump. So your heels and feet stay flat on the floor. And if you can, flick your hands. But if that means that you stop lifting and dropping your shoulders, forget about the hands. Keep your arms out away from your body a bit. And again, let's practice opening your mouth so you're really listening to the length of your exhale. If I'm going faster than works for you, don't worry about it. Do your own pace, okay? And then we're going to lift our arms, shake the hands. So knees and hands and arms shake, like you're shaking the branches of a tree. Or you can pretend you're at a concert and it's the sound of the crowd. Have a little fun with this. Come back to lifting and dropping for 3 more long exhales, okay? And again, slow it down, turn your palms out, soften your face, close your eyes, and be still. And as you bring your mind and attention inside your body, if you're feeling a little lightheaded or dizzy, know that that's okay. And again, if you need to sit down, go for it. If you need to lay down, that's fine too. Wherever you are, notice how your arms and fingers feel. Try softening your arms and make them a little heavier just so you're not trying to hold the shoulders up. Bring your attention to the bottom of your feet. Feel your feet connecting into the earth. With your face soft, make your breath a little more soft. And with softening of your knees, again, we're going to keep our feet planted just as they are. We're going to take one hand, pick whichever one you want, and turn one hand back and one hand forward. The palm that's forward is the palm that's going to lead. And remember, when we go halfway, we're going to be switching directions. So with your knees bent, the shoulders follow the hips, so the hips begin the movement. The palm's going to come forward as if you're sitting in a pool of water. Now reverse your palms. And as you exhale, knees are bent. Go to the other side. Remember, we're moving slow, slow breath. Turn the palms, breathe in. See if you can keep your head still and just let your head follow your hips. So the hips begin the movement, then the shoulder and the gaze. Now, if you get dizzy, that's okay. Just leave your head still, let your body move, and keep your head in one spot. It's going to depend on your ability today. So 2 choices. The main thing is that you're not moving faster than your breath. Be in the moment. Any thoughts come into your brain, breathe them out. I'm going to do one more in each direction. So one half move is my inhale, the other half is the exhale. Of course, you're going to go at the pace of your own breath. And bring your body back to center. Place your palms at your lower dantian or your abdomen. Step in just a bit. And make sure you're not holding the shoulders up. Keep them down. Again, close your eyes. See if you can feel your breath coming from your abdomen. You could be in a chair doing this as well. Notice the rise and fall of your breath, moving in and out of the abdomen. Now we're going to drop our arms. Because we have a slow roll out of spring and the weather's really changeable, we're going to keep, like our weather, getting rid of the winter months and the chill in the air. And in our body, we want to get rid of that chill just to help activate the kidneys and stimulate flushing out the body. So again, I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see what I'm doing. Your feet are underneath your hips, so bring your big toes together. Heels come out. Keep the heels where they're at. Bring your legs forward, your toes forward, so the outside of your feet are parallel to one another. Okay. Leave your feet right where they're at. We're going to sink down, reach back. So if you were skiing, you'd be bringing your poles back, right? Now lift up, come onto the balls of the feet if you can. Exhale, drop down, throw your arms back. Modify as you need to. But try to do the heels. And if you're in a chair, you're just lifting the heels and banging them onto the floor. Inhale, lift up. Again, try practicing this with your open mouth exhale. Especially good if you're feeling anxious. So we're activating the kidneys. And one more. Good. Now we're going to bend over just a little bit. So I want you to tuck under your tailbone, roll forward. Bring your hands into a little fist and tap your lower back. So we're tapping at the adrenals and kidney area. So right below the rib cage, if you can reach up that high. It can be light. If you need to be a little more tender, use your fingertips or a flat open palm. And now we're going to open your palms flat. Slide your hands down the back of your legs. Sweep off. And do that 2 more times. Breathing out. Breathe in as you lift up. Last one. So stay at a place that you need to. Again, you can switch to a chair because you can always modify these in a chair. We're going to do the windmill, which we haven't done much in this class. So this one is, again, for our kidneys and liver. It does require a little upper body. So if you need to modify the arms, if you can't do the whole thing and you need to sit in a chair too, just do the upper body without worrying about the rest. That's okay. Your feet are going to be a little wider. You're going to cross your thumbs. So the hand movement, thumbs cross, and they're just laying over top of each other. And they're empty. Okay? So your arms are going to be like a wave. All right? You're going to bend your knees, lift your arms up, and if you can, tuck under. Follow your hands up If that doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. Now, as your arms come in front of you, bending at the waist, you're gonna look out at your fingers, come down halfway. On your own, you can practice and make sure that you're not bending over too much. You wanna keep the arms up. So think of your arms being connected to your ears. Lift up on the inhale, and then curl the tailbone back, bend forward. Looking down, inhale, lift up. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna lean to the right and exhale. Put the weight into your left leg, lean over to the left. We're just gonna keep repeating this move for a moment. Breathe in, shift the weight into your right leg. Exhale, shift the weight into the left, fold forward. Inhale, lift up. There's more to this, but we're just gonna practice this part. So now I want you to pivot, lean back into the left leg, fold, shift the weight into your right, lean out. Inhale, lean back. So this could be a deep bend or a gentle bend. It's whatever works for you. If you're really able to lean back, that's up to you. It's gonna be what feels right for you today, okay? So that's our move. And we're also gonna slide across the body. So shift your weight over to the left. I'll mirror you. Exhale, lean out to the right. And now bring your arms across. So as your hands come in the middle, the weight is 50-50. As your weight comes over, your arms come to the left, the weight shifts into the left leg. Lean back to the right. Exhale, lean over to the left. And now push. So I'm going to bend my wrist. Push through the heel of the hands. Come all the way across. Lighten the fingertips. Lean back on the inhale. And lean over on the exhale. Slide to your left. Inhale. Lean to the right. Exhale. Breathe in, bend the wrist, push through the heel of the hand. So halfway through, I'm going to push to the opposite hand. Feel that a little bit through the back. Lean, look up. Shifting, exhale, slide. Inhale. Exhale, come back. So this can be done in multiple ways. Today we're just going to make it simple. If your arms are tired, then you're holding them up. Lean back. Remember, practice softening. We'll do one more round. And now as you lean back, bring your body to center. Tilt back, so from the side, you're tilting back. Lean forward, halfway. Inhale, lift up, lean back. Now bring your arms into the sky. Step your hands and your feet together. Bring your hands back to center. Let your arms rest. Turn your palms out, close your eyes. Keep the arms heavy to your side, but out a little bit. Soften your face again. Make sure you didn't hold any dis-ease in the face. Now we're going to do a little bit with balance, which we haven't done a lot of these in this class. We're just going to practice lifting one foot and rotating the ankle. And if you want to do your wrist, that's great. If you need your hand to touch something for support, then do that as well. The standing leg should be bent. You could easily do this in a chair, right? You can see how easy this is to modify. It's just that we're adding the balance. We want to keep our body strong in both ways. And now step down, put your heel down first so the whole foot touches the ground. Sink into that leg. Reverse the other direction. Make sure your hands And feet do go in both directions. One may feel a little weird. Good. And now step down. We're going to stay with the balance theme. Remember, if you get tired, pause. Hold on to something. Maybe you have a countertop or a small child that you can hold on to. Put your weight into one leg. And as you sink your weight into one leg, lift your ribs up away from your hips. And we're doing that to lengthen the psoas muscle, which is our balancing muscle. Your leg is going to move, whatever your range of motion is. And as the leg goes back, the arm comes forward and reverse. And it's soft. So think of being on a swing set. And the leg is swinging freely like a swing on a chain. No one is going to judge you if you're holding on to something. And if you need to touch your toe here and there, who cares? Do it like a dance if you need to. Find your rhythm. This is a metaphor for 2020 where we were going nowhere fast. Staying in one place. Now we're going to shift to the other leg. So again, remember our trick about helping with balance. Put the heel down first. Shift the weight into that leg. Try the other side. Always there's one side easier than the other, so do your best. Forget the rest. Swinging doesn't have to be grand. If you want to go for it, then I suggest holding on to something until you get really used to it. And that takes a lot of repetition. So don't worry if you're wobbling around or you need to touch. Do that on purpose so that you can give yourself permission to rest when you need to. Good. And now flex your foot and sink the weight down. Open your legs nice and wide. We're going to scoop. So we're going to bend, reach down like you're scooping up a whole basket of energy from the side. We're going to pull that up over our body. Turn the palms down toward your head and exhale. Palms face your body without touching. Reach down, lift up. So the hands are pulling the energy up. Coming up over the head, just like you're washing down over the body. And we stop at about hip because this is where all the internal organs are. Scoop, this is good for the joints. Connecting the earth to the sky. Long exhale as you bring the hands down. Breathe in. Scooping, lift up. Exhale. And soft breath as much as works for you. If you need to take smaller breaths, do so. It's about finding the length of your breath. One more. Now we're going to keep that stance that you have. We're going to do cloud hands. So one hand's going to come across and we're going to shift over. This palm's just going to slide across the bottom. Shift, finish your breath. Breathe in, half 50-50, exhaling. Inhale. Exhaling. Think of the clouds moving in the sky. Try to see if you can keep your gaze. Traditionally, it's kept on the index finger. And it switches as the palms switch. Palms kind of face your body. The bottom hand is up. The other hand is slightly down and in. Like you're carrying a cloud. Yeah, last one. Now turn your palms to face one another. You have a ball. And we're going to play with this ball today. So keep your legs just as they are. If you're in a chair, you could have your legs wide and just go down the legs with us. So we're going to shift over the leg. Hold your ball. Try leaning down toward your ankle just the best as you can. Now the back leg is going to bend and you're going to shift the weight. And bring the ball up the leg, across your abdomen, no higher than your waist. Shift. Try leaning down. You can see how we're working the joints a little bit in this. Feel this strengthening your legs. We want to make sure you haven't been too inactive during the pandemic. Sink. Notice how I'm shifting my weight. You're going to do what works, modifying for your body. Just try to keep it slow. Hold your ball. Like if you think about it, if you touch your hands to your hips, that allows you to see where your ball is going to be in terms of how high you bring it up on the body. Shift back. Move the hips. Sink down. And the wider the legs are, the more the challenge, the more you can open up the body. And we'll do one more. Nice job. Remember, everything's an option. Now bring your ball up the middle of the body. Over the head. Again, turn the palms toward you. This is the triple warmer. We're going to add a shh. Now sweep your arms up. Bring your hands again to your abdomen. Close your eyes. Take a little breath. Good. And now we're going to practice changing the mood. So if you're feeling a little frustrated or anxious, brush across the chest and down the inside of the arm. And how does this help? because our skin is an organ and we are going across and down the heart meridian. Crossing the body helps to activate the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. So the inhale is your sympathetic and the exhale is the parasympathetic. So you want to make sure that you're breathing out longer than you breathe in if you're feeling anxious. Think of this length as your inhale and this length as your exhale. It's a visual representation of how you can think about the way we want our breath to work in our body. Your body's always going to use however much breath you bring into it, but you don't want to hold on. Holding on is just like filling your drawers in your house with the extra things you think you might need one day, and then one day you can't get the drawer closed anymore. That's what happens in our body when we don't let things go. Dis-ease sets in. Good. Breath. Again, just open your hands to the side. Put a little grin on your face. We've been very active this morning, so if you need to sit down, feel free. We're going to do some tapping. I'm going to stay standing. It's a little more clear, but if you need to sit, feel free to. We're going to take your wrist or fingertips, lean your neck to one side and tap. Down the side of your neck and across your shoulder, and then down the length of your arm. And then coming back up. Remember, we think of our arm and legs as if they were rectangles, so there's 4 planes, and you're going to put some extra tapping into the bend, the deep bends. So those bends are at the elbows, the groin, the knees, yeah, all the way down. And then again, we're going to come to the palm, and you can use your thumb or your knuckle. Just think of whatever way is going to feel better for you. Rotate in the center. And then we're going to start down at the bottom of the hand and come up the outside. And you can do any finger you want. This is just a traditional way. Make sure you get in at the base of your digits. Come all the way to the end and pinch. And this is good for your neuropathy. We want to get the blood in those tissues. The shaking that we've done today is also very good for that. Just come to the end. And remember, if your thumb is a little tender, just use your knuckles for this part. Save your fingers for the other fingers. Squeeze. If you have a partner, you could do this for each other. Sitting on the sofa, watching something funny. It's really good if you struggle with us. Maybe you've had a tendon that's sore. Come around your knuckle. Go all the way to the base of the thumb. It's the big one. Be sure to get into the web of your hand. And we'll review the headache spot while we're here. Remember, repetition is what builds memory muscle. Muscle memory. Woohoo! I said that backwards. While we're here, take your opposite thumb and bend at the knuckle. Okay. Put that top knuckle right at the web, and where the end of your finger ends is the point for headaches. And if it feels really tender, that's the spot. Women tend to get migraine and headaches more often because of their cycle. So if you are of the age where you still can get your cycle, this is a good thing to recall. And you can do this while you're standing in line at the grocery or wherever you are. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So once you're done, let's take your other hand and the side, tap down the side of the neck. If you have a whisk broom, you could use a whisk broom for this part. If you have one of those shower brushes, that's also a good tool that is an option. Good at the elbow, remember. And then come into the middle, use your knuckle or thumb, rotate in the center of your palm, go to the outside, press in, massage up the finger, pinch at the end. Be sure to get down in the middle of the hands as you rotate up toward the joint. This is also good if you've had a cut or some surgery on the hand. This will help with the scar tissue. We'll come around the bottom of the thumb. Remember, if your thumb is more tender, you are normal. This is the most used digit. It's often the one that has the most strain. Release your fingers, rotate your wrist. Go in the other direction so it feels like it's not your hand moving. And now we're going to change and we're going to go to the collarbone. So again, we're tapping across. Remember, under the collarbone is the lung points. So you could use both hands and pretend you're Tarzan or Jane. Make the sound. Have a little fun this morning. And then come across to one side, lift the arm and tap under the armpit. Remember to adjust for your body. Fingertips or open palm work just as well when you're starting out. Come down the side of your ribs. Down the front of the body. Come across to the other side, lifting up under the arm. So keep in mind the things that we've done earlier, leaving the arms out and all this tapping and any movement in the arm where we're lifting, doing our windmill, all helps to cleanse those lymph nodes. Now open your palm and slap with your shoulder blade. Tap, so you can do both sides or one, it doesn't matter what the order is. The goal is to just do both. Lean forward. When you're doing the back, think of 3 rows. So you want the inside, middle, outside of the back. So start near the spine. The middle. The outside. And then you're going to come to the front. So if you embrace your abdomen just a little bit, remember you can still breathe. This is called chi packing. And what the real exercise is, you're going to think of it as compression. So we're pushing down and pulling up at the same time as you're doing this movement. It's too much to think about. Just engage your abdomen a little bit and don't worry about engaging the perineum, but that's the traditional way. Tap. Do this to some rock and roll music. Helps with digestion. It's very good to make sure we help eliminate things like gas, which causes problems. And now we're going to tilt forward and we're going to get the kidneys again. Then come down to your tailbone. So right in the middle, tapping the tailbone, remember, is the beginning of your nervous system. So this has an impact in calming the mind. If you're feeling really anxious, and they really do walk around tapping your tailbone in Asia. Now come over to your glutes. Anchor yourself, come down the back of the leg. Very good, behind the knee. Remember, you could be in a chair doing this with us. Down the ankle. Come back up, side of the leg. Feel free to use both hands. There's no golden rule on how you approach this. It feels right. Front of the leg. And of course, you can go in any order. And now spend some time in the groin. So where your leg bends, really well. The point is, when you're sitting, what are you doing? It's like bending your arm. You're compressing the arteries. So wherever there's the deep bends, you want to make sure you do extra tapping. And always, if you're thinking about sitting too long, sit on the edge of the chair and just let one leg hang off. Down the inside of your leg. And we're going to go to the other side. So start back to the glute. Down the back of the leg. Back of the knee. Down to the ankle. Side. And front. Inside. Get back to the groin again. Now we're going to sweep. So open hands down the front of the body, cross your feet. 2 more times. One more. Good. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to work on is coming back to the hands for a minute, because a lot of you have had expressed neuropathy. So rub. So my knuckles are bent and we're rubbing. Again, you can be in a chair. Feel free to take a break. And then at the fingernails. Scrub. Like you're scrubbing out a pan. Not that any of you are not good cooks, but you know. You're scouring a pan. It's that same kind of scrubbing action. So open your hands. Close your eyes for one more moment. Feel that tingling sensation in your fingertips. And in your mind's eye, you could even imagine little rays of energy coming down and out your fingertips. Healing rays. Healers use the tips of their fingers for transmitting energy. Remember, we're here to remind our body that we can heal ourselves. Next, your invitation to sit fully if you haven't yet. So we're coming into a seated position. We're going to cross your ankle and be mindful, dryer balls or any kind of ball. If you're unable to bring your leg up, just rotate your foot over the ball. If you're traveling, it's a nice thing. You can even do this like this if you choose. Okay, so something to think about. Starting out, bubbling well point. So that's the point where when you cup your hand, there's the centermost part is the point for your heart. And here, when you spin your toes, the middle part is the kidney point. So you can use your thumb or knuckle or elbow, whatever works. Just keep your hand on the other side for support. If it feels tender, it's okay. It's just saying, give me some more love a little later. Use your thumbs or knuckles. Start at the heel and move toward the ball of the foot. Go all the way across the bottom of the foot. Come on the side of the foot. And continue around the front of the foot. So just adjusting. You're going to come into the soft places between each toe. Pull the toes back. Use your tiger claw hand and massage. So hand is going to rest. Heel of the hand is in the archway right under the ball of the foot. So your fingertips just nicely reach under your toes. And then pinch your fingers, pick a toe. Just make sure you get them all. And you're going to do the top, bottom, and sides all together, starting at the base and giving a squeeze at the end. If you're someone who is living by yourself, there's no better gift that you can give yourself than self-care. Remember, you could be living in a house with 5 or 10 people in it and still feel alone. So it's not about whether you live alone or not in terms of having support for your own healing. Start with yourself. You're the number one. Now take your other hand and thread it between your toes. Cup the hand and rotate. And go in the other direction. Remember, this can be done while you're sitting watching some fabulous documentary or some comedy show. And then rub. So just like the knuckle rubbing that we were doing, this rubbing is similar. Another nice thing you can do for yourself while you're sitting doing something else is to get a warm little puddle of water and maybe a wash bucket. Throw some apple cider vinegar in there. It's very good for your body. Remember, your skin is an organ and it will absorb, and it's particularly helpful. Epsom salts or apple cider vinegar will help be absorbed into the body. So it's good for extra nutrients. Cross over to your other leg, and remember, this one isn't going to come over there. Imagine it is, and find some alternative, because whatever you do is better than not doing anything at all, right? So we'll start around the ankle. If you are living with someone or you have a friend that can help out and you're not able to bring your ankle up over your knee, maybe they can massage your feet while you're massaging theirs. And then, this is my chair. So again, start at the heel, push up. On the front. Pull the toes back, cup your fingers, massage the base of the toes. Pay attention to how the side feels a little different. Think about all the miles you put on these feet and the journey you've been on in your life so far. You just might be in the most interesting part of your journey yet. We don't know what's ahead. So go through each toe, starting at the bottom, squeeze all the way to the tip. Feet are fascinating, aren't they? Think of all that they do, carrying us through this world. Once you've gone through each toe, thread your fingers in between each one. And just remember, this does get easier. If it's still hard and you're like, can't get my fingers through there, know that this too shall pass. It will help your body open up. Rotate your ankle, and then go in the other direction. Now rubbing. Once you're done, lay your feet down. And with your feet on the floor for a moment, just lift your toes, spread them out, lay them down. And let's close our eyes, lift your spine. Bring your attention again to the bottom of your feet. And for a minute, it's the only time in your life you're going to spend a minute doing this. I want you to just bring your attention to the bottom of your feet. And if you need to be entertained, you can practice pressing one toe at a time down into the ground, or thinking about the inside and the outside of the ball of the foot, the inside and the outside of the heel of your foot, the arch in the middle. And as you breathe in, visualize the strength of the earth moving up through your feet. Picture that breath flowing up through your legs, coming up through your body, lengthening your spine and coming up around your mind. Softening your shoulders, so make sure they're not being held up. Slowly releasing your breath. Like a waterfall, picture any tension pouring out and down through your body, back into the earth, like the rain from the sky, or the roots of the tree reaching into the earth. Follow your breath. So breathing in, pull the breath up through the body. And as you exhale, visualize it drifting back down, collecting everything you don't need anymore. Moving down and out. Inhale. Maybe you visualize it moving up the back of your body. Through the spine, the back of the lungs, up around your mind. Exhaling, letting it slide through the lungs and heart, liver and spleen, intestines, joints and bones. Releasing everything that isn't necessary. One more long breath in. Breathe out. And bring your hands together so your palms are facing one another without touching. Eyes can remain closed. Pulse. Press. Today, what I want you to do with your ball as you press and play with that ball, noticing that energy that's flowing between your palms, being mindful that that's the same energy that's moving in a blade of grass or the feathers of the wings of a bird and butterfly, the leaves on the tree. Take your palms and let them turn toward your face without touching. Pulse your palms. Try pressing in a couple times and letting it pull out. We're going to give ourselves a little chi bath. So you're going to start near the bottom of your face. You can do little circles if you like, or just move slowly straight up and out. Start at the bottom, move in, do little circles if you like. We're not touching the skin. When you come to the top, move your palms out. Try one more. This time, bigger waves if you're doing circles. You're brushing up and out. We're going to go slower for a couple more moves. Inhale, up slow. Exhaling out and around. One more. As the palms are close enough that you can feel that little tingling on your skin. And out. And then bring your palms together, sealing in that heart meridian. Or you could turn your palms over one another, which is also a traditional way. Whatever feels right for you. Know that closing the palms keeps that intention of that healing love and compassion that emanates from the heart, that sense of joy for life. We send that inward into our own body, so that as we strengthen and cultivate that joy and compassion for our own selves, we can share it with others in the world around us. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It was my true honor to have each of you here. I'm forever grateful that you join me on Mondays, and I hope that you have a beautiful week. A great